In my first product review I looked at a budget airbrush kit, but that left me with a small problem. Hi, welcome back to St Blazey Model World. Having gained 2 more airbrushes in the review that I conducted, I found myself with a number of airbrushes and no real way to clean them properly. So it's time to do something about it. Well, the pot itself is quite good quality. I'm not sure what it's made of. It isn't glass, although it's quite heavy. And there's a stand there to rest the airbrush in and into the tank itself. There's also 5 of these cleaning utensils, different sizes for removing stubborn paint from the airbrush nozzles, etc., and that's very good. So here it is set up with an airbrush that will, for now, has pretended has been used, and it's very good. You can fire the residue from the airbrush, the paint and the airbrush cleaner straight into this confined area, and it's at least a suitable size that it, easy to wash out afterwards and clean out, and it stops any overspray from the airbrush cleaning process going all over the place. Excellent. So shortly I'll be using this airbrush and we'll get a chance to test out this equipment for real and see how well it really works. We'll get back to you shortly. So now our airbrush work is completed, and you can maybe just see the residue of the airbrush paint, or the paint rather, in the airbrush chamber there that I've used, and now it's time to clean. And of course the first step is to introduce some water, because this is acrylic paint, and we'll clean out the chamber, and then we'll set about using our new piece of equipment to clean out the gun itself. So now our chamber has got some water in. I've obviously washed it out with plenty of water under the tap, and it's important when you use an airbrush to clean it straight away. You really don't have to leave these things very long before they start getting clogged up with paint that is drying, and any paint is hard to deal with, but the tougher paints, the enamel paints, are even worse than acrylics. So water first. I put, because we're using acrylic paint, water first. I'll put plenty of water through the airbrush. I always did, even before the arrival of this new cleaning tank, and we'll start with that process. So several chambers worth of water later, we're now ready for the cleaning fluid. When I unpacked this piece of equipment and put it together, I was slightly unclear about the purpose of this piece here. Let's take the airbrush away. But this is actually a stabilising leg, and it stops the tank falling over, because obviously you've got a weight on this side where the airbrush would be. So if you are using this, please don't forget to attach that, otherwise it's going to pour liquid and paint all over the place. So now for the addition of the airbrush cleaner, and this is the one that I use. Been using it for quite some time. Vallejo is the maker, and airbrush cleaner, you can find this at many vendors all over the internet. 200 millilitres in this container, or 6.76 fluid ounces. That doesn't sound a lot, but you really don't need a lot if you've followed some basic cleaning techniques. before you start using this solution. And so now it's the same principle. We'll just run the airbrush with the cleaning solution in the reservoir, and that will hopefully start the next stage of the cleaning process. It's always important to remember to turn the compressor on, of course, that will help. We'll make airbrush basics the next video. Now I don't know if the camera's showing it, but the vapour from the cleaning fluid is coming out of these breathing holes here. And the last thing that I like to do, because I'm me, is to get some of the cleaning fluid, and if I haven't got enough there I'll use some more, onto the tip of a cotton bud, and make sure that it goes into the nozzle, just to clean out the nozzle thoroughly before we start the next job. And you can see there may be quite a bit of paint on there, so that's going to need 2 or 3 more applications to get that nozzle clean, and then the airbrush will be ready next time we need it. So there we are, airbrush clean. All of the waste residue has been collected into our chamber, and I'm very impressed. So what did we spend? Well, the airbrush cleaning pot was a shade under £15 from a well-known internet auction site. I think that's a comparable price. The cleaning fluid, by the way, was just under, was about £7 without delivery. And if you think that that's expensive for 200 millilitres of cleaning equipment, please remember that some airbrushes, not the one that I used in this video, but some are represent an investment of well over £100 in most cases for a decent one. So on that basis it's money well spent. The cotton buds, I don't use cheap ones. The ends tend to fall off of them when they're in the various nozzle areas, and so decent cotton buds. All money worthwhile when you consider the cost of the equipment that we've used. And even though on this video I've used the budget airbrush that I reviewed last time, I've given it the same treatment as I would one of my more expensive pieces of equipment. No reason why you shouldn't do that if you want these things to last and give you good service over a number of years. So that's it for this product review. There'll be some links on the screen for subscribing and other videos that you might like to look at from St Blazey Model World. Please take care, stay safe. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.